On our 2013 Wilderness Inquiry Safari in Kenya, we visited Hellen's Boma on our way to Maasai Mara National Reserve. It was a wonderful experience and one of the highlights of our trip. This short video will give you a taste of what we found there. The Boma, or tourist camp, is part of a much larger project for education and economic development for Maasai girls and women, started by Hellen Nkuraya, a teacher, activist, and entrepreneur. In traditional Maasai culture, girls as young as 7 or 8 are subjected to female circumcision and then forced into marriage with much older men. Although these customs are now illegal in Kenya, they're still practiced in many communities. The bride price for a young girl can be as little as 3 cows. Hellen started a boarding school and refuge for these girls, where they can receive a good education and have a chance for a job when they grow up. When young women are married to older men, there's a high chance that they'll eventually be widowed. Traditionally, Maasai women don't have the right to inherit or own property, and widows can't remarry or return to their original family. Without an education, they can't get a job, and unless they have grown sons to support them, widows face a life of poverty and starvation. In addition to the school for girls, Hellen has established a village where widows can live in dignity and relative comfort. Profits from the tourist camp help support both these projects. She started a sewing project to give women some income, and they do handicrafts to sell to tourists. The village also has a small herd of cows, goats, and sheep that provide food and support for the widows.
More than once a week or just on Saturdays?
We met Hellen in Iraq, which is the urban center for the Maasai people. She took us to a supermarket where we bought food for the widows and school supplies for the girls. The campsite is located on the savannah at the base of the Loita Hills, about an hour from the entrance to the Maasai Mara Reserve. Half a dozen small cabins, built in traditional Maasai style but with stone floors, wooden walls, and windows with screens, are available for tourists. The beds are simple but comfortable. The setting is beautiful and tranquil. You feel immersed in nature and able to experience the true African savanna more authentically than in the larger, more commercial tourist camps. The camp doesn't have running water or electricity, but solar power lights are provided, and the outdoor showers with water heated over the campfire are available. At night, the staff put out luminarios to mark the paths. Maasai warriors patrol the property all night to guard against wild animals. The food was excellent. Some of the young men have been trained as chefs and prepare a blend of European and African food using locally grown ingredients and modern safety standards. The staff was friendly and attentive. We felt more like family than tourists. It was a great experience to get to know the staff in a private, informal setting. They invited us to join them in singing and dancing. They taught us some of their crafts, and we taught them some of ours. In the late afternoon, we visited the widow's village, just a short walk from the campsite. We brought gifts of food for them, and we also bought some of their craft items.
Oh, so you...
And this is the hall from the cow. Storage of baby food.
Okay.
It was interesting to watch the goats and sheep come in for the night. A boma actually means a fence or corral. In Kenya, the boma is often made of thorn bushes piled up high to prevent predators from attacking the livestock during the night. The boma could be just a small enclosure for the animals, but often it encloses the entire homestead or even a small village. A thorn fence encloses the tourist campsite, and thus it's Hellen's boma. On our way back to the campsite, one of the young warriors demonstrated his prowess at throwing a spear. He never missed. Tom tried his hand at spear throwing, but you have to start practicing as a young boy to get to be as good as the warriors. After just one night, we wished we could stay longer, but we left feeling that we had been treated as family and friends rather than merely tourists.